Let's talk a bit about some strategies to manage an emotional hijack. We like to share with our clients this notion of SOSS. It's one of the strategies. And the first S represents being able to stop. It's that timeout when you realize that you're beginning an emotional hijack. To disengage so that you can engage more effectively. Because if you are in the middle of an emotional hijack, you can't engage effectively. So we want to stop. And secondly, we want to breathe, oxygenate. That's the O. Want to take some good deep breaths because that helps to calm us down. Now, most of you are familiar. I venture to say everyone in this room is familiar with those two steps because often they're taught in any stress management programs, right? That when we're under stress, we need to take a break, we need to breathe. What we've really appreciated are the next two steps in an emotional hijack, or the beginning of one. And so that next S, what that represents is strength and appreciation. Through the research done at Harvard, what they have discovered is that the emotion that calms the amygdala, remember the site of emotional memory, is appreciation. Interesting, I think, that, it's not joy, it's not love, it's appreciation. And it's not about appreciating the other person. I want to make that clear. It's about having something in your hip pocket that when you find yourself moving into an emotional hijack, you can call it up. So it might be something like being able to visualize sitting on a beach. I know I've got some friends here that particularly enjoy Hawaii. And so I would imagine that they can call up the image of what it's like to be there, or skiing in the mountains, or the sound of children's laughter, or the sight of your grandchild. So what is it that conjures up for you appreciation? And we don't practice that enough. And that's why we encourage our clients over and over again to think about what is it that you appreciate and keep that available for yourself so that when you are in those difficult moments, you can call it up. And it is impossible to hold appreciation and resentment at the same time. It's impossible. It's impossible to hold appreciation and an emotional hijack at the same time. Very powerful, simple information for us. And then the last S is about seeking information. What information do I need so that I can calm this amygdala down, right? So that's one of the strategies that we use and share with the clients that we serve, SOSS. Another one is one that I'll bring back from that earlier slide, intention versus impact. And I guess I would invite you, if there's nothing else you remember from our time together today, to remember this simple, very common experience around intention versus impact. And it's this, that we judge ourselves by our intentions. We judge others by the impact of their behavior on us, right? So if you think about that, that's our lived experience. And one of the things that we invite in ourselves, and I'll invite with you, is to consider when someone has done something that is irritating or frustrating for you, that you might stop for a moment and ask yourself, I wonder what that person's intention was. Because rarely is it malicious intent. Rarely is it malicious intent. Assume good intent. Think about it in relationship to the organizations that you're from and the times when you've been irritated or frustrated by something that someone has done. What would happen if you were able to step back and really assume that the person had good intentions, even if the impact wasn't so great, right? So that's another strategy that we certainly like to invite our clients to consider. And we've done a brief overview, fast and furious overview, of emotional intelligence in our time together. And we know that lifelong learning, I'm hoping that the message is loud and clear, that lifelong learning must include deeper self-awareness and a deeper appreciation of how we can be more effective in our relationships with one another. And that, again, in the words of Marcel Proust, our French novelist, we know that the real voyage of discovery lies not in seeking new landscapes, but in having new eyes. So I wish for you today that you leave here with new eyes and lots of good learning and wonderful connection with one another. Thanks so much.